Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Sure. In Android, services and broadcast receivers are key components that allow an application to perform tasks in the background and respond to system-wide broadcast announcements. Part 1. Understanding services. What is a service? A service in Android is a component that can perform long-running operations in the background without a user interface. It can be used for tasks such as downloading files, playing music, or performing network transactions. Types of services. 1. Started service, a service that is started when an application component calls startservice. Once started, it runs indefinitely or until it stops itself by calling stopself, or another component calls stopservice. 2. Bound service, a service that allows components to bind to it and interact with it. It runs only as long as it is bound to another component. Creating a simple started service. Let's create a simple example of a started service that logs a message every few seconds. 1. Create a new service class. 2. Register the service in the androidmanifest.xml. 3. Starting the service. You can start the service from an activity or any other component like this. 4. Stopping the service. To stop the service, you can call. Part 2. Understanding broadcast receivers. What is a broadcast receiver? A broadcast receiver in Android is a component that listens for and handles broadcast messages from other applications or the system itself. These broadcasts can include system events or messages from other apps. Creating a simple broadcast receiver. Let's create a simple example that listens for system boot completion. 1. Create a new broadcast receiver class. 2. Register the broadcast receiver in the androidmanifest.xml. 3. Request the necessary permission. To receive the boot_completed action, you need to add the following permission in the manifest. Conclusion. In this first part of the tutorial, we covered the basics of services and broadcast receivers in Android. You learned how to create a simple started service that logs messages and a broadcast receiver that listens for the device boot completion event. In the next part, we will delve into more advanced topics, such as bound services, handling service lifecycle events, and best practices for using broadcast receivers. Feel free to ask if you have questions or need further clarification on any specific part.